Hey, Chris Matthieu from the RealSense team. On a previous episode, we introduced a REST API for the RealSense ID facial authentication device. And now I want to see if Copilot using Gen AI can actually write an app to do facial authentication. Let's see. Okay, here's the RealSense ID Swagger REST API doc. And you can execute inside of these things like list the users on the camera. We can execute, and sure enough, it says Chris is the only user enrolled on the camera. So let's use this V1 auth endpoint to try to do an authenticate, but we're going to have Copilot Gen AI write it for us. So I created a file just called RSID rest2.py because I was experimenting with another one earlier. And then I'll say using REST API Swagger found on localhost 8000 docs, write a quick Python app that uses the RealSense ID facial authentication camera to authorize a user. Let me give it a hint. The endpoint is get HTTP localhost 8000. It was a V1 auth. Okay, so we gave it a little clue and asked it to write a Python script. So let's see what it does. Okay, sure enough, importing libraries, get authorization. Let me go ahead and accept these changes. Let me save it. Sure enough, there's the endpoint we asked it to do, localhost 8000 v1 auth. Wow, that's a pretty short little Python script. Let's run it. We just got to click this run button. And I saw my red light come on the camera. And look at that. User ID Chris. Authenticated. Success. Unbelievable. Well, how cool is that? A RealSense ID facial authentication app with no lines of code from me, the programmer, all Copilot and Gen AI. I'm really excited to see what you can build with your imagination. If you'd like to pick up this camera, it's intelrealsense.com, and stay tuned for more fun videos.